Hello, dear pigeon fans in Poland. I know they will start now in Poland with the young birds racing. I'm also a specialist with the young birds, and I would like to explain something about young birds racing. Tomorrow we have big race, basketing, and the weekend we have Argenton race. It's one of my favorite races, and I will tell you how I do some things. Here we have the young birds. This is the first round. Here we have the hens. And here we have the cocks. The pigeons are born beginning of the year. In February, we make them in darkness already. The pigeons are from 6 in the evening till 8 o'clock in the evening in darkness till 21 of June. So then, after that period, they don't lose the feather and you can raise them till half September very easily. Tomorrow, the cocks, the day of basketing, the cocks and the hens will come together in the loft. And they can make love for 4 hours. Just before basketing, then we put the birds in the basket, and then they are motivated to come back from the race. When they come back from the race, they can stay till the next day with each other. Then we separate him. The cocks and the hens, they have all the same food. In the beginning of the week, I used my food from Varrowijs. In the beginning of the week, when they come back from the race, we give breeding mixture of Varrowijs. The next day, we give relax to the hens and lady mix to the hens and relax to the cocks. Then we have a mixture with sport and light food for a few days before the basketing. 2 days before the basketing, I use golden racing Varrowijs to feed them up, the birds. When they come back from the race, we give always electrolytes to the birds for 1 to 2 days. Then we go over to vitamins. We have a mixture of vitamins. And the day of basketing, we give also electrolytes. So tomorrow, I hope we can have good results. The weather will be good for Saturday. And I do my best, and I hope my pigeons will do also their best. This is Golden Leonie. 2 weeks ago, she is winning the first National Liburne, a very hard race from 720 kilometers. The velocity was 1,080 meters per minute. After almost 12 hours flying, she won the big victory of the national race Liburne. She is a granddaughter of Golden Prince. She is a medium-sized pigeon. And 2 weeks before the race, she was also winning number 20 national on Soyak. She can fly very long distance. And she was not tired when she came home. And now she's going to the breeding loft. And hope we can have some super children of her. Every day we let them out, and the days we don't let them out, we go to train the birds. Mostly they do like 2 days a week. I go to train them. 1 day 60 kilometers and 1 day 30 kilometers. It depends on the weather. Like today, normally we need to train them from 30 kilometers, but the weather is not good, we cannot train them. But they do 2 trainings just a few days before the race. Then they recognize the area and they come quickly at home. We start training the birds normally in May, June. Then we have the short races every week, like 2 times. Now the birds going to the race tomorrow. So the day of the basketing, we don't let the birds out. They need to stay quiet. They need to have the power to come back from the race. A few things in pigeon sport are very important. The most important thing is to have the good bloodlines. Then you need to have a good loft. Then medical, you have to be on order. But very important is the bloodline. One without good bloodlines, it's not possible to win any big races. So me, when I select the birds, I have already all my life pigeons, and I build up a very strong bloodline since 40 years. This is something that takes time. But for the young fanciers, especially beginners, try to get the good bloodlines. Then it's much more easy. Then go to the race, select them well, keep birds with a good body and go to the race. Select them with the races. With only the best, you can start to breeding. Then you need to make some good pairing, some good lines that you pair up with each other. Some lines are more easy to breed because they come from super breeders. So when you have from super bloodlines, it's much more easy to breed the good birds. The molting season is also very important because this is the season that we don't raise the pigeons anymore and the pigeons need to change feather. It's very important that you give them a lot of vitamins and a lot of good food because they need to build up the new feather. And that takes like 6 weeks. Once they are finished molting, then you can start to give them a lighter feeding and also less food. But when you have the molting season, they need to eat a lot. And that's very important for the next year. This is the feed I give, the corn. And this is the Golden Racing 816 from Waar Robbeis. This is my composition. I find out how to feeding the birds before races and to feed up for very long distance races. I use this already maybe more than 10 years, but now we make it more commercial in the back. It's a feeding. You give it to the birds when they have to go to the race. When you have to go to the race, there are 28 different corns inside. And this gives the pigeons a lot of energy for the races. This I give to the birds the last 2 days before basketing. Depends on the weather. When you know it will be a hard race, you can do it 3 days before basketing. When you give this, you can see immediately the difference because they have so much energy and they fly quicker.